Hey guys, listen. Welcome into the building. It's Trending Topics Wednesday. Right? Today's Wednesday, right? I got to get my days right here, okay? Trending Topics Wednesday. And listen, guys, if you missed last night, you missed the show. We talked about Love and Marriage DC. If you're not watching Love and Marriage DC, give it a chance. I'm telling you, they're over there in DC, okay, putting on a show. But tonight, we're boarding this train. It's an express train. That's right. Come on, Sheila. Choo choo. Okay. Thank you, Renee. Hit that like button, okay, guys? Hit that like button. That's your ticket. Just hit the like button and you get in the building. You get on the train. So we're about to board this train. And we got lots to talk about. Who's on the docket tonight? Nene Leakes. We're gonna talk about it. Okay. And unfortunately, we gotta drag her son into it. Brent Leakes. Okay, we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to end this thing with, you remember the Tim Norman case? He is from the reality show Sweetie's Pies. He's doing life in prison and for killing his own nephew. Who does that? Where do they do that at? Okay, Tim Norman does that. That's who. And this Terica Ellis, okay, she was an ex-stripper who helped him get the exact location of his nephew the day that his nephew lost his life. But can you believe this chick only got 3 years for her role in the situation? Messy. I'm telling you, there's so many rules and laws that need to be updated and changed. Okay. She got 3 years. That's it. And that's not enough. But we're going to get into it. But right now, I'm about to board this express train, okay? We're going to bring the peeps in the building. We're about to bring them in. They got their ticket. Now, I got to bring in the monthly ticket holder, okay? She got her monthly ticket. She doesn't purchase her ticket day by day. She bought a monthly ticket. So hold on one second. Hey, Auntie Robin.
Hey, Diva, listen, I was tired of standing on that line to get my ticket, so listen. And I got a discount too for getting it for the month. I'm good.
Hey. Choo choo. Hey, Roy.
Hey. Hello, great tribe. Welcome to the room.
We're boarding the express train, y'all. It's time to get aboard the train tonight. Let's get it on. Let's get it, okay? Hey, Emmanuel.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing this Wednesday evening?
Hey.
We're doing well. I hope you didn't come through these doors, these train doors, to be defending Nene Leakes, but we'll talk in a minute.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping you ain't come to do.
Diva.
Yes?
Can I ask you something before we get into it?
Yes.
Did you see there's going to be a new show called, Growing Up Gospel or something like that?
I've heard about something like that.
Yeah.
It's the foolery.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to play with God, right? So, okay, it's one thing. We doing all this nonsense with this reality TV. Okay. But what you're not going to do is play with God. Listen, Jamal Bryant, had a show at one time. It was Jamal Bryant and 2 other pastors. It lasted 2.2 seconds.
That talk show that they did, it was Jamal Bryant, it was John Gray, and
I forgot who the other one is.
I can't think of what his name is, but he's based out of Atlanta. He's an Atlanta pastor as well.
Yeah.
He used his church on Greenleaf.
Okay. And John Gray is problematic. At best, okay? Problematic. Jamal Bryant, problematic. Let's not play with the church. Let me continue to board this train. Hey, Juanita.
Hey, Diva.
Thank you for getting a ticket.
Look, I got it. I missed that train last night, but baby, I'm aboard today, honey.
Woo, woo. Choo, choo. Thank you, Juanita. Uh-oh. Here come the niece in the building. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, choo, 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 choo.
Choo.
Here comes Sharon.
Look, Emmanuel, our cousin, is in the building. Our Wavery cousin.
Yeah, here come Candace, #1 fan.
Ooh, child, don't we not doing that right now, okay? She thinking, okay, I need to go down that road. Let's stay on track here. Yes. Thank you. So listen, guys, we're talking about Nene Leakes. Okay. Roy is going to see if he could get this video for us. You know, Nene is like a disgruntled employee. She is one of those employees that they've been fired 15 years ago, and every dinner, every event they go to, they still talking about the job and how everybody did them dirty about 15 years ago. Nene, you won your lawsuit. They gave you $20 million. What we're going to need you to do is go take your check, go to the back of the church, to the last pew, sit yourself down, and shut up. That's what we're going to need you to do. But we're about to get into this right here. We're going to show you this video. She guest host, because right now, because on the Breakfast Club, their girl left. They got an empty spot. So they're doing a rotation of guest hosts, right? They're doing a little rotation.
Williams.
You're doing a Wendy Williams. That's there. Come on, Roy. Yeah, they're doing a Wendy Williams. Okay, Claire. I know you love Nene, but can you go talk to her? Can you go talk to her? We can love. You know how you got that cousin. You love them. You still love them, but they out of pocket and out of line. And you got to get them together. And then you know what? When you can't talk to them, that's when you start going to other family members. Nana. Can you talk to cousin so-and-so because he in the streets acting a fool? So we get Nana involved, we get the aunties involved and the uncles involved. We need somebody to talk to the pastor. Come on, Shan. We need someone to talk to Nene. Because she's out of pocket, out of line. She took the train way off the track. Okay? Love you, Gavin. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Peach Diva. I'm trying to tell you, going to have church on a Wednesday. It's all we trying to do. We want to get people together.
This is midweek service. We in midweek service.
Oh, okay. You know they used to have Bible study on a Wednesday night. That's what I'm talking about. The midweek service, okay? We about to get this thing together. How do I know that Nene Leakes got 20 million? With the blogs everywhere saying it. They say she got 20 million. She said it out her own mouth. She leaked her own story. She's desperate in these streets. You leaking your own settlement out in the street because you want to know, because you know what? You want to backtrack. You want everybody to know you as the rich B, but we're going to get into this. Okay, that's why she leaked it. She wanted everybody to know that I'm still a rich B. She's still trying to put her name in these streets, and then she got the nerve to say somebody's starless. We're going to talk about it. Okay, guys, let's watch this video. Hold on 1 second. Shan, you know you ain't have to do that. Come on, girlfriend.
Oh, Shan got money. Okay.
I love you, yes. I love you more.
Thank you.
I love you
Get
more.
some Starbucks green tea.
Oh, thank you, boo. I love you more. Thank you so much. So let's listen to this. Let's hear Nene say that her own mouth, because sometimes I think y'all think I'm, trying to hate on her. Let's hear her own words. All right, go ahead, Roy.
Got a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty.
I'm gossiping. This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, right. On the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Real Housewives of Potomac. Robin Dixon addresses allegation of Juan Dixon cheating. The Real Housewives of Potomac cast member Robin Dixon recently admitted that her husband Juan Dixon did in fact have an affair with a woman while they were engaged. And that is one of the reasons why their wedding was delayed. Last week, a woman came forward alleging that she had a relationship with Juan during the pandemic, and she literally had receipts to prove it. Ooh, honey. Yes, for the starless Robin Dixon child.
Starless?
Starless.
What the hell does that mean, Nene?
Like, these girls on these shows are just not stars. Like, if you really look at it, all of the stars that were on any of these franchises, they took them off. And everybody that's left is Starless. Now go on.
But I thought that show got high ratings.
Oh, that's it?
I don't know.
When last time you looked at those ratings, honey? Those ratings are
So
tanking.
you need to stop. Don't do that.
Do you watch the show? You don't watch that show?
I don't watch the show. I watch the clips, though, that come down social media.
Mhm.
But I'm not really a TV watcher. I don't watch TV at all.
Okay.
Well, they spoke about it on the Reasonably Shady podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. Okay.
Oh.
2 stars, Robin and Giselle. I think they're stars.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Wow. you the one that's reasonably shady. Lord, completely shady. That'd be the name of Nene podcast. Lord have mercy.
Well, you think they stars? Okay.
You gonna listen to the audio? Awkward.
Forward talking about she and Juan dated during COVID. And she shows this like hotel receipt with his name on it. First of all, I was aware of the situation before we filmed season 7.
Right.
Now, yes, Juan was an idiot and communicated with this woman on Instagram, you know, because I mean, whatever. He's bored. He needs attention. He's, it's the pandemic, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
However, they did not date. He did not fly her anywhere.
Right.
And there is a reason why his name is on a hotel receipt. Was trying to bribe Juan and told her that she was going to become famous off of us. But so anyway, it was something that we dealt with and we're moving forward.
So the side piece was going to become famous off of them, but are they famous?
Who? Robin and Giselle?
No, I think she's talking about her.
Her and her husband.
Yeah, her and her husband. She said that the lady was going to become famous
off of them.
And I was like, are they famous? Is the question.
Yes. Robin and Giselle on the
They're
Real
not
Housewives of
famous.
Potomac.
They may be
They got a hit
known.
podcast.
There's a difference between famous and known.
That's true. I agree with
And
that.
so I don't know about famous, but maybe it's known for a minute.
So do you think Giselle famous?
No.
Okay, Candy is famous.
Man, cut it out, Nene. Now you just hate Nene.
I am not hating. I'm just telling y'all the truth.
Come on now.
But I tell you, there's a difference between famous and being known.
There is.
That's all.
I thought a lot of them on the Real Housewives franchises were famous.
They all famous?
I would think so, especially on the Potomac in Atlanta.
They're famous?
I thought so.
Oh my God.
Candy is famous.
Yes.
Escape, Candy. Okay, but never mind.
You something else.
I haven't even said anything. I'm just looking at y'all. I say what now? Just tell me again. I will give Candy, but everyone else, I don't see it.
Hey man, subscribe to the Reasonably Shady podcast.
Oh, you just saying it because that's yours?
That ain't mine. We partners. But
okay, you said you're a part of it.
Did you watch New York Housewives?
Who was even on that show? They got rid of the whole entire cast and they have a new cast.
Ebony K. Williams was on the show.
She was on it.
I don't know.
Wow.
Now, is she famous or is she known?
I mean,
now you
that's a good question.
Nene that is a great question. I don't know what that applies to with them, but that's a great question.
She's known.
She's known.
Yeah.
And she might be famous to some. I think fame is subjective, right? Like there's people that are famous, like Beyonce's famous.
Yeah,
we all know that.
Yeah, when you think of famous, I think of Beyonce.
But then everybody else is subjective because you can be walking through the mall with your 14-year-old and she might lose it over a TikTok star. So that TikTok star is famous to them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's all subjective. Yeah. I think
guess,
so anyway.
Honey. I guess, child. Well, anyway, since Envy and Charlamagne says Robin is famous, I take it back. Famous Robin Dixon and Juan Dixon. Sorry,
man. Subscribe to the Reasonably Shady podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, hosted by 2 people I think are stars, Robin and Giselle. And that's why podcasts are important because you can control your own narrative, and I'm sure Robin will be addressing Nene Starless claims.
Well, I could care less, honey. Go right ahead.
Jesus Christ. All right. And that is your rumor report.
Nene Leakes.
Nene, ladies and gentlemen. All right. People's Choice Mix is up next. We got more with Nene. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club.
I'm bored with them.
Okay. Hold on 1 second before we chat, guys. Trent, thank you so much. You for the super chat. You said it's so funny that she said the wives aren't stars, but make the star whoever begged to be on any network. Least of all, Bravo. I'm trying to tell you, Trent. She's messy boots, okay? Still trying to, she's trying to get her spot back on where she was before. And baby girl is not going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying?
It
It's
was
not going to
gonna
happen.
Diva. This is not how you try to make it happen at all. I'm just gonna. Do you mind if I go forth real quick?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Of course.
Sis is out of pocket, out of line. She is disrespectful. Have you learned anything? You've obviously learned nothing. Now, I like to think that we go through lessons in life to try to learn something. We go through situations and certain things to try to come out and be a better person. But to me, this is bitter and nasty. And as they accused Nene back in season 6, I believe it was, so nasty and so rude. And that's exactly what she's continuing to be. Nasty and rude. And you don't deserve nothing from nobody.
And bitter.
And bitter.
You're going to sit there and call people starless? Because, why? Because they let you go. You feel that all the stars are now gone. Girl, how arrogant are you? But Auntie Robin, what do you have to say about Nene Leakes?
I would like to start with my disclaimer, which is, while I do not know her personally, the person that presents us today as Lenithia Nene Leakes is someone that I don't particularly care for. With that said, when we talk about differentiating different things and people, I put in the chat, to be famous, to be known by a lot of people. That's what it is. And it is all relative. And it also does depend on what your circle is. But what I want Miss Nene to know, think, and believe and understand is that she is on the road. No, she's on the track to going from being her brand of famous to being infamous. And trust, once you're infamous, it's not a good place to have landed.
So Miss J's house said, what did Nene say that y'all so irritated about? Well, Miss J, listen.
Miss J,
do you maybe, I'm not gonna play it again. You should maybe watch it again. When you have someone sitting there, now that they're no longer on the network, people are starless. She didn't say this about these people when she was there. She would never do that. Now she said it about people on her cast that was with her. Cynthia, fire her. But do you think she would have said this about all of these people at Bravo, knowing that she would have to run into them, work with them, interact with them? I don't think so. So now that you got your $20 million check, you're still not enough for you. You still spitting on Bravo. You still saying that these shows aren't getting any ratings. None of them are stars. Well, Nene, are you a star?
That part.
Are you famous or are you known? What you tell us? Because if you was a star and you was famous and known, there would be no need for you to go up on the podcast doing the same antics you did 10 years ago on Roa that got you risen to the top. You still doing those same exact things and nobody cares. Now Ebony did respond. So Iris 1424, we're going to show that video too, where Ebony clearly shows Nene knew her. Nene used her name in the lawsuit that helped her get that $20 million.
I don't believe she got 20 million. I don't believe that. I haven't seen that anywhere.
Well, that's what she said. So what I'll go with whatever she said. It don't matter to me.
She's chasing her own clout.
That part.
Get it back.
That part, Robin. That part right there. And guess what? That $20 million, if it is 20 million, ain't gonna last long because that boyfriend of hers. That boyfriend of hers.
Wait, she has a boyfriend?
Yeah, she got a boyfriend that's a married man. Okay.
That man. Okay.
That man. That boyfriend of hers.
That she claimed her boyfriend.
That one right there. He likes to spend the money. Let's see how long, whether the check was 20 million, 14 million, 30 million, 10 million, 5 million. Let's see how long it lasts. And let's see how long he stays if the money dries out. But I'm just saying, before we show the next video, that's right, so nasty, so rude. They said, Roy, yeah, do the lips again. So nasty, so rude.
So nasty and so rude.
So rude. Boom. Shan, what are your thoughts?
I agree. It was really bitter. It was giving, move on, girl, give it up, stop hating. But two things can be true at once. Did she lie? Robin doesn't exude star quality. She's not a star.
Well,
So I
Nene
feel like
isn't
she
either.
didn't. Huh?
Nene isn't either.
When
What's
I
the
think
last
of a
thing Nene been on that you
star,
seen?
when I think of a star, I think Michael Jackson, Beyonce. They don't
Oh,
really
that's
have
Nene?
star qualities. No, I'm not saying Nene is a star either. I'm saying two things can be true at once. She didn't lie, but it's coming off as she's being a hater and she's bitter. None of them are really stars, I feel. Except one day, Candace will be a star. I just said that to make Emmanuel mad.
Oh, hell no.
But wait, listen. Trent said she's trying to, this is exactly what she's trying to do, Trent. She's trying to be a shop jock. But outside of having a wide back, she's no Wendy Williams. She is no Wendy Williams. And guess what? Nobody is connecting to her antics. And you're playing with words, okay? Saying they're starless. So guess what, Nene? Nobody considered you a star either. Even when you was at the top of your game in Roa, they allowed you on these different shows to act. They brought you in the Broadway show Cinderella just to bring the tickets in and the money. But there's no way that they really thought that you was an Angela Bassett or anybody like that. They were using you because anything that is hot at the time will draw the people and will draw the money. And proof of that is once you was no longer on Roa, where your phone wasn't ringing off the hook.
Hello.
And somebody in the comments was saying that she's probably not known outside of Atlanta. I think Trent was saying that. Somebody was saying that. But that's true. They probably only known in certain states. And she's not a star. Robin's not a star. She didn't lie, but it's coming off very haterish, very bitter. Give it up. Move on from Bravo, Nene. You have to leave
more
one
of a star
door
than
behind.
Robin because Robin is currently on a TV show.
That
on
part.
a big TV show. What is Nene?
That part. Like or not, she's still getting her check.
Other than doing auditions to get on another show.
Oh, that part.
enough.
Like or not, she's still getting her
Don't do
check.
that.
It's the truth.
We just trying to tell you.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. Juanita, what do you think?
I still say Nene is nasty and she's very rude. And she had no business getting up there talking about. Well, she could, but she don't have no room to talk about anybody. She's not on anybody's show except for that little broadcast she was on. What is she bringing in? Okay.
She's extremely arrogant. I'm sorry.
Very, very arrogant. Very arrogant.
Then she gonna talk about Robin.
If she don't watch it, that man's wife probably will take her to court and sue her and get whatever that little bit that she did get.
They
I
already
don't know. In some states they have a law. I don't know whether it is where she is.
It is.
No, it is in North Carolina.
It's in
That's
North
why she was
Carolina.
able to do it.
Okay.
That's why she was able to do it. But Roberta, 1 second, Juanita. Roberta, trying to cancel another black woman's bag. That's all Nene did from day one. She went on Watch What Happens Live and said, fire this one, fire that one, sick of this one.
This one needs to go. That one needs to go.
Even said, I think she said, I forgot who she said, what we really want to see a show about so-and-so family, that would be boring. So making sure people didn't get spin-offs. She's a hater. She's a hater.
But she didn't lie.
But here's the thing though. But see, here's the thing. Let's be clear. Towards the end of Nene's run on Roa, she wasn't at the top of her game anymore. And people were sick of her.
Exactly.
They were sick of her antics. So for her to say that about anybody else, the same thing could be said about her. And right now, all of her, because she was sitting there like, oh, she's a star, she's starless. Name her a star. They're famous. Who's gonna do clout off of them? Like Nene, stop. But go ahead, Emmanuel. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Juanita, did you finish?
Yeah. Can I say one more thing? Nene is one thing she's famous for is she's a liar. And Ebony proved that.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Now I'm done with that. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, before you go, I just want to say this real quick. It's so funny how she's able to sit up here and talk about Robin's unfamous and, her husband cheating on her.
She is.
Aren't you cheating with somebody's husband?
Oh, that part.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
What's the last thing that you've been on national TV?
That part.
Because the last show you was on came on BET Plus, a streaming app, not on BET.
Uh-oh.
Boop.
Bloop.
Boop. Bloop.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Nene is so nasty and so rude, and she's not going to last long on this show. Trust and believe. Someone is going to curse her butt out on that show very soon. She knows Ebony. Oh, yeah, we're about to play that, Mitchell. We're about to play that, where she named Ebony in the lawsuit, where Ebony had the messages on her phone where Nene was contacting her.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, Nene, how low you going to go?
Mm.
How low you gonna go for $1, Nene? How low you gonna go? And Nene, obviously you didn't get the memo. Bravo will never have you back. Okay, Emmanuel, go.
Thank you. Okay, everybody just bear with me here.
Okay, we're gonna bear with you.
What we're not gonna do this lovely evening is talk bad about the woman who put Real Housewives, Bravo, the genre of reality TV on the map. I would like to remind everybody that aside from being a reality superstar, Nene was a recurring cast member on a highly popular show also known as Glee. She was also in Cinderella. She did many avenues outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I got to agree with our cousin Shan here. Robin and Giselle are not stars, okay? Y'all got to give her that. Y'all really think Robin is a star? Or
listen, you know what? I'm going to qualify. Let's qualify that. In the reality TV world, they all stars and they all famous, right? Y'all
come on, Robin.
Because y'all out there will talk about shows. I ain't never seen the baddies of West Nothing, but y'all know those people. I didn't know who Krishan was until y'all were talking about.
Robin. Let me sit down.
But Robin, there's a difference between
wait, Emmanuel. Let her talk. She throwing down. She laying down the platform here. The facts. Go ahead, Robin.
Go ahead. Okay.
So that's what we really need to consider. Now, I want to speak to your point about Nene being on the television show Glee, as well as her stints on Broadway. The two things I will say are that they were not necessarily. I've never watched Glee, but she was recruited and put on that show because of her popularity.
Come on,
the Real Housewives.
Of course.
She and one thing that's been going on Broadway for several
but she
years
did make
now,
it famous though.
Exactly.
But
wait,
come on, one of the things that has been a new iteration in Broadway is they will bring in people who have some level of, you can call it fame, notoriety. People in different genres know them. So you know what? Nene being on Broadway for that stint brought people from the reality TV world to Broadway to see her. So that was a marketing tool to just expand the base of people and the dollars in the pockets of the Broadway producers. So I just I'm gonna stop there. But again, it's all relative in the reality TV world, because I mean, like, I have never seen. Okay, I didn't get into those things because remember, ARP card punched here. I don't know more. I ain't.
Listen, Robin, you spoke fast, Emmanuel. I'm coming back to you, but let me just add this to the conversation.
Me too.
Emmanuel, we got to add this to the conversation. Miss Wilson, thank you. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. She's just too old for this behavior. I'm trying to tell you. Point blank, period. She's just too old for this behavior. And y'all know, so don't come at me with the age shaming and all that. Okay, I'm the gray haired diva, and I'm telling you, she's too old for these shenanigans and this behavior. Sitting there saying that people are starless, not pumping positivity into people at your age. The best you got is to sit there. Who knows them? Who this? Who that? Stop it, Nene.
And this is the same woman who has a foundation to support women, abused women, disrespected women. This is that same lady. That same lady.
I mean, Nene is more famous than Robin, to be
and Giselle.
Yeah.
And more funny.
I agree with
and
the star quality.
So because
more
we're more
iconic.
famous than someone, that justifies us to sit up and disrespect people and
honey.
want them fired.
No,
and
sweetie. No, sweetie.
You
We said
think
it was
that-
wrong and it was bitter, but we're saying she didn't lie. Like, she didn't tell a lie. She was wrong.
But what is Nene the start of? What is she famous of right now? We're talking about today. Today.
For being a hater.
is-
Famous for being a
okay.
hater.
That part. That
No,
part.
hey,
Emmanuel,
David.
let Emmanuel. Hold on, guys. Let Emmanuel get his point out.
Yes,
Because he's connecting Miss J's house. Emmanuel's connecting with you. So come on, let's hear Emmanuel. We gotta be
All right.
fair. Let's
Yeah.
hear his side.
Because I'm not completely done. Okay. Another thing I would like to point out. Did y'all know that Nene was the one that came up with the idea of having reunions? She called Andy and said, hey, what about we have a little reunion after the season ends? And now look at us. We can't wait for every reunion every season.
That's not the first time a reunion has happened on a reality show.
Well, it was her idea. And let me tell this to Nene directly. Nene.
Okay.
Nene.
Nene.
Unfortunately, for a lot of people, the act is getting a little old as far as being a little bitter, and I hate to say it, but because I don't like her, but remember Candy called you out in your superior complex? That's fine. Just stop portraying it so much because a lot of people are going to be hating on you. If I were you, I would not address it anymore. Keep it on the low, get you a job in the Breakfast Club. And if you can prove that Andy has been calling other stations and not allowing you to get a job, you got a case right there.
Emmanuel. Wait, Robert, give me a second. Emmanuel, I love you, but I'm gonna need you to catch up. I'm gonna need you to catch up because they already was in negotiations with all that. They left stuff on the table, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. I'm past that with Nene. At this point, Nene is still running the streets, spitting on Bravo.
Spitting.
Right.
Spitting.
And
So
because
at what point? At what point do you let it go? What Nene is really mad at, we got to do the facts here, even if you love her. Now, yesterday we gave her some flowers, okay? She went viral. She has a few more times and she might get the gig. She went viral over the negativity.
Right.
And she's pissing the people off at the very channel that she wants to get back on. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
And that's what I agree with you that she should tone it down. But can you imagine being such an important piece in what is Housewives, what is Bravo, and then being thrown out like she was nothing while her husband was dying?
But she didn't get thrown out, Emmanuel. She put herself out. Your attitude put you out. Your mouth put you out.
Come on.
Greg, now let's just go here because I had told Diva this earlier today. The reason we are seeing this salty, nasty side of Nene is because Greg protected Nene. He made sure that she matured up when she actually matured down. She made sure that she didn't make certain decisions, knowing the backlash that was going to come behind that. And so now that Greg is gone, we're seeing the real Nene Leakes. This is who she really is. This is the negativity that she spews across the screen. Who want to show up to work to their coworker every day talking nasty about somebody continuously? This ain't new for Nene. You've been doing this since you've been on TV almost 12, 13 years ago. And now you still doing the same foolishness that you
Giselle does that and she's still there.
Can I?
Not as bad as Nene.
You could come in. 1 second, Robin. You could come in, but Roberta, that's what I'm talking about. The tomfoolery of it all. We got to stop. Go ahead, Robin. What do you want to say?
I would like to dispel the notion that Andy Cohen is principally responsible for Nene not getting any other jobs. And I'd like to liken it outside of the world of entertainment. Shan is a nurse, and Shan wants a job at another hospital, and she submits me, because I'm her supervisor, she submits my name as a reference. When they call me, the new place, to see what she's like as an employee, if she's reliable, etc., I'm gonna give a thumbs up or a thumb down. I'm not going to be discriminatory. I'm going to tell the truth about your knowledge, skills, and abilities. That likely maybe what's happening. She's not being blacklisted. She's getting a bad job reference. Period. Point blank. Because Andy ain't that powerful, y'all.
And let me ask you this, Emmanuel, just real quick. Let me ask you this. Where's all the other hit TV shows that she should have been on after Glee and all of the other one? I can't even remember the other one that didn't even get picked up. It ain't the show. It's the attitude.
Yeah, it's not the show. It's called. There's a producer telling other producers not to hire her, so she can't be on the next hit show.
But if your attitude is not reflecting that on camera, if your attitude is not reflecting that on camera, I can say anything. I can say that Diva is a butthole. Diva don't never want to help me out. Diva don't never want to do nothing. But then we get on here, we don't see that side of Diva. So are you gonna just take my one word versus everybody else on here? It's the examples that she gives. It would be one thing if Nene didn't get on TV and disrespect these ladies and talk bad about them. Granted, they do it as well. But Nene does it on a much, in my opinion, a much lower, disrespectful level. For you as a Black woman to get on television and to say, fire my Black sister, but you the same person that has a foundation supporting Black women. That makes no sense.
Exactly.
Maybe Nene can be the new Diamond that, God forgive me, because she passed. Because remember, she was such good friends with Donald Trump. You know that Diamond and Silk that were the two Muppets for Donald Trump. She could be. She could replace Diamond, and maybe she'll get a bone thrown at her.
We need a Divas court on this.
Oh, we do. But hold on one second. Lorraine said Nene was thinking about fame. Come on, Lorraine. But not her future. That part, the money got to her head. Oh, yes, it did. She should have been negotiating for executive producers, right? Come on, talk to her. She was thinking as a business. She wasn't thinking as a business person. You know what? She had an employee, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with this, guys, but here it is. An employee mentality. Let me get my check. You understand what I'm saying? Let me get my check every day. And then what happened was when the check ran dry, she was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? She didn't set up the 401k. She didn't set up the pension. She didn't set up for a rainy day. And no job is ever guaranteed. But when you want something that's definitely unstable, it's the Housewives and those reality TV shows because they play mental games with you anyway. They don't give you contracts for like 5 years, 6 years.
Right.
They have you waiting at the mailbox at the end of every season. That's how they do you. So knowing that your life is set up that way and you don't make money moves to plan just in case they decide one season they're going to play you out, then shame on you. So at some point, though, too, we forget about all the shenanigans and everything she did in the show. At the end of the day, no matter what you believe in, you reap what you sow. I can't sit down every week, every day, and say, Royer, I hope he doesn't make it, this, that, and the other, and then don't think that one day I'm gonna fall in that hole.
And why doesn't she deserve a second chance?
She got more than a second chance, Emmanuel. She had about 13 chances. But see, you know what happens when somebody gets a big head? They get besides themselves. They never think it's going to be them. And then when it's their turn, when they get the same treatment that they've been doing to everybody else, when it comes back to them, when the boomerang comes back around, they shocked. Like, oh, how dare you? And to your point of this, that you saying that Roa is the house that Nene built. Well, there are real live people that got kicked out of their own company that they built.
Hello.
They get kicked out.
It doesn't make it right, though.
And they built that thing from scratch. And they get kicked out of it. But I hear you, Curves. You hear from Nene. I'm going to hear you. Let's hear Curves.
It doesn't make it right. I agree. I think I'm co-signing with Emmanuel today, Emmanuel.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I'm here for Nene Leakes. She didn't do anything worse or better than anybody else, except for, no, she did do a lot of things better. And that's why she's still in everybody's mouth. And she did it even better on the Breakfast Club. I can't believe she had to sit next to the seat sniffer for that long, though. but that's a whole other something. And the things that she said on that show, The Breakfast Club, it was classic Nene. Who? That was basically it. And she wasn't saying anything wrong. She wasn't tearing anybody down. She was just being classic Nene. And I don't think that everybody's saying that she's nasty and all this, that, and the other. She wasn't any, to me, Kenya Moore is way a different kind of nasty than Nene. Way a different kind, and worse.
The woman that tried to spit on somebody's curves.
That's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing. The spit didn't land. It didn't land.
But
she did make a spitting motion.
But it's okay to do it. It's okay that she didn't.
It didn't land. It was a motion.
You're justifying that.
It was a moment. Yep, it's all justified to me for that instance.
Wow.
Kenya Moore is trifling, and she should have spit out of Nene's face. Kenya Moore is triflinger.
Yep.
Than Nene ever could, was, been, and had. So that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Also, she was a star on Bravo. That's why they had her picture in the lobby past her reign. And that's why everybody is compared to her to this day, 3 seasons after she's been off the show. They still jockeying for a #1 spot because she held it so tight and so well. There's still not a #1 for Real Housewives of Atlanta since she left. So
except Candace. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Candace isn't on that show. Yeah, Candace isn't on that show. But in Real Housewives of Atlanta, there is no #1. They're all jockeying for position since she left. And
but you know what? Nene
there always
hung
seems to be
herself.
this thing where people pick one person out of a franchise. They pick one person out of a franchise who does everything the other people do. But for some reason, they pretend like that person does it worse because they're better at the shade part. Case in point, Dr. Heavenly. People think she's so this, but she's not that way. She's just better at the shade part. She just
Heavenly has never got on camera and said to fire someone. That's my biggest
issue. She answered a question. She didn't say fire the lady. Didn't Andy ask her the question who should go? Didn't somebody ask her the question? Then she answered, be real.
And she said,
let me just say this really quick, Perbs. Somebody can ask me today about someone I work with and ask if who should go or stay. Oh, I'm not going down that road.
Well,
I'm not going down that road.
Well, I'm glad that Nene did because it was entertaining.
And my thing is, let me add this. Thank you, Iris 1424. Nene got fired off of Broadway because she told a lady in the audience when she was doing that comedy that she hoped that she get hard on the way home.
It's a mouth.
She goes way too far. She goes off the rail, off the train track with her situation. And
what's this video? Does this video talk to that? That video that you said you were going to play? Does that speak to this issue at all?
This issue is old. This issue really happened. But wait, let me. Okay. And actually, what's her name? What is her darn name? Candy had to take Nene off of the dungeon tour because Nene was supposed to do the dungeon tour with her. She had to take
that escape tour
and the escape tour because of these comments at that time. Here's the thing, guys.
Candy chose to let her go from the show for saying those things and wanted to distance herself from Nene for that statement.
Well, a lot of people distanced themselves from Nene for that statement.
They let her go from. The comment was not tasteful, and she was at a comedian thing, she was making a joke. Obviously, as a woman, she wasn't saying, "I really hope you get hard." You guys have to use your common sense.
No.
She wasn't really hoping anybody got hard.
You have to go.
Now, wait a minute. At a comedy show in jest.
You know what, Curves? I will let you listen. I will let you say anything you want to say, but I want to say this. I can maybe waver and work with you on some of the other stuff you're saying, but this thing right here. She got mad because someone in the audience was cackling her. You can still pull that video up. She got mad because someone in the audience was cackling her. And that's how she responded to it. Yeah. That was not comedy. That was her being a non-comedian, trying to be a comedian, and couldn't handle when someone cackled her in the audience. I love comedy. I've been to tons of comedy shows, and I've seen the
I don't think she was
comedians
fired from
rip.
Broadway either.
I seen the comedians rip the person to shreds, but never said, "Oh, I hope your mother, father, everybody leave this world, their life get taken away, or you get art or something like that." So I mean, I can understand us liking a person. And here's the thing I want to say about Nene. It's not that I dislike her, but there's a lot of dislikable things that she does that I'm not going to stand here
There's
and
a lot
act
of
like,
dislikable
oh,
things that
it
they
doesn't
all do.
happen. Say that again.
And the problem also with Nene, she must have, if you really think about it, she must have really went behind the scenes and brought up this racism thing, because they are not dealing with Nene in any regard. When they brought back people who were worse than Nene, who did worse things on and off camera, across franchises, they're bringing these people back. So to me, Nene must have said up front to them, yes, I'm having these racial issues, and then brought it to our attention. And now she's being punished for bringing up that racism stuff. And Bravo, while they love to enable racist tendencies and highlight harmful stereotypes against certain cultures, they will in no way ever allow themselves to be associated with Nene because of the racism claims. And that's my opinion. So I hear
you. I want to go.
Diva,
hold on
can
one
I
second,
say
guys.
something?
Oh, yes, you can, Denzel. Give me 1 second, Denzel. Let me just add this though to the situation, right?
Okay.
Even if for 1.2 seconds we leave out and carve out for just 1.2 seconds the whole racist thing, right? I'm gonna carve that out for 1.2 seconds. I have a company, and at this company, I have person A that work for me. And every time person A turns around, they can't stand my company. They hate my company. They
like
had the
Bethany
worst
Frankel?
time. They had the worst time at my company.
Yeah.
Why
Bethany
would they want to come back to my company
same reason
if
they
it
all
was
come back.
so dreadful when they
know.
were there? But give me a
They
minute, Kern.
let the other
Denzel,
people have a second back. That's exactly right. Bethany got off the show. She badmouthed the show, and then they had her back. Tamara got off the show. She badmouthed the show, and then she had her back. Vicky got off the show. She badmouthed the show, and then they had her back. What's the point?
okay, let me just let Denzel in the building. Denzel, what do you want to add to this conversation?
Yes. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I used to like Nene, but you know what? When did she start to change? Was it season 6?
I think it was around
like the
about
last
then.
3 seasons.
Because when Nene when she first started on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was to me, my personal opinion, I think she was like down to earth, and she was like, she was like a nice person. But when she got really famous, I think she started to change in a bad way. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she changed like that. I don't get it. Was she on Dancing with the Stars?
She was.
Yeah.
Yes.
You remember when she was on you remember when she was on Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah.
You remember when she went toe to toe with Star Jones? Remember that?
Yeah. Come on, talk.
Remember that?
Talk.
She disrespected Star Jones, and and then you remember when she called LaToya Jackson a ghost?
Well,
that was funny.
That was funny.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Let Denzel finish. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna be honest. I did laugh at that. I was wrong for laughing at that. I did laugh at that, but at the same time, LaToya didn't do anything wrong to her. Did she did something wrong to her? Did I miss something?
You didn't miss anything.
Like I said, I used to like Nene, but then she started to change and she got real big headed. She got
She
big
got so
headed.
nasty, so
We all
rude.
like Nene,
Yeah.
but we all grew and matured and grew up.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Yeah.
Nene wouldn't be how she is if people
Do
wasn't
you-
promoting the toxicity that she provides and living
Okay.
for her reads.
Now I want to say this. When she said Bravo was racist, why did she stay on the network? I'm confused.
Exactly.
Why did she stay on the network?
That's the
Is she mad? Now this is another question. For season 13, what did they ask her to be on season 13? Was she supposed to be like the full-time housewife or the friend of season 13? Did they even ask her to come back for season 13? Was that in her
offered
contract?
her a contract as a friend. Greg told her to take it, as Greg always does, trying to look out for her best
Right.
interest. But Nene, what did she had the big head and she thought she was big and bad and she was gonna get what she wanted anyways. But guess what? It didn't happen.
That's the problem.
That's what I was
That's the
about to
problem.
say. On the last few seasons of the Real Housewives, I got where I couldn't stand it because Nene was
Yeah.
cutting folks left and right, and she
Right.
was so ugly to people for no
Right.
reason
No
at
reason.
all. And I used to love
Right.
Nene. I used to love her reads and
Me too.
everything. But those
We
last few
all
seasons,
did.
but
We
those
all did, Juanita.
those last 3 episodes, when she got really downright rude and nasty, it was
Right.
awful.
Now I want to say
You
this.
mean
I
when
want.
her husband was going through cancer? When her
Huh?
husband was going through cancer,
Denzel,
that
one
part?
second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Everybody, 1 second. Espoir, thank you for the super chat. And with American Corporation, can you say the company is racist, call for a boycott, and then think any other company will hire you as a black person?
Never.
Well, Espoir, thank you
He
for the
didn't call
super
for a
chat.
boycott.
And I'm just trying to say to you, I don't know of one. I don't. Not at all.
Diva.
And my thing is, I'm gonna let you in, Emmanuel. My thing is, where's the growth? Where's the growth? Wait, I'm sorry. You are right. Sometimes you scroll too fast through the messages people send that appear at the top of the screen during your lives. I feel like sometimes you go too fast with the chats you're not fond of. I have shown chats where people don't agree with me. I'm not sure what you
He
mean
show
by that.
everything.
I do.
Yeah.
And, but
You
but
do.
but let me
Sometimes there's a
also
lot.
say this to you. You gotta understand, it's not easy. I'm running the show. I'm trying to make sure everybody gets a chance to speak, and then I try to hit on comments. So
Right.
nothing is on purpose here. When I catch a comment, and I try to show the comment. But I have shown comments where they told me, "Stop it, Diva, shut up." So no, it's not. Nothing is on purpose of me trying to not show somebody comment. People also said to me, "Can you go back and show my earlier comment?" And if I see it, I will show it.
Yeah.
I do see you show chats you don't like. I show everything. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not sure. Maybe you're new here, but that is definitely not the case. Not at
And
all.
not only that, Diva, you comment on them also.
I comment on them also. Thank you, Juanita.
Can I say
Not only
something?
that, wait, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
only that, right now, because I don't listen. I tell everybody, you don't have to agree with me. Let's talk about this. Let's go toe to toe, right? So not only that, right now, I love curves. I ain't got no problem with curves. But right now too, I'm not agreeing with this whole Nene thing with curves. But I let her speak. So I'm not quite sure what you're saying and what you're talking about. But that is not the case. That is
They
not
must
the
be
case.
new here. They don't know how the great tribe roll. It's
Yeah,
okay. We forgive you.
The great
back
tribe.
and
We don't
learn.
do that over here. And
Did
listen,
somebody
people
think
have
there's a problem?
And listen, let me say this also. People have come. I have had a panel where no one, and when I say no one, I mean no one agreed with a word that was coming out my mouth, and we fought down
The
tooth
Wendy.
and nail. And I didn't drop
I've been
them.
on that.
I
I've been
did
on one of
not
those
drop
panels.
them at all. So, girlfriend or whoever it is, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but that's not what gets done over here at the Great Tribe. Okay, everybody could get on this train as long as you get your ticket. Choo choo. Now,
Yes.
who was trying to talk to me?
Diva, can I say one thing?
Also,
and then,
Yes, you can. Okay, let me get to Emmanuel. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say one more thing and then I'm gonna shut up. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I want to remind. Oh, people are gonna get mad when I say this, but whatever. I also want to remind everybody that Nene, aside from what was going on in her personal life, there was somebody on that show that was making her life miserable, and that was Kenya Moore.
Hey, thank
Kenya
you.
Moore is one of
But
the most
no.
trifling persons I've ever seen on
Trifling.
TV. And y'all, somebody brought up Celebrity Apprentice. Let's look at Kenya's
let's
time
look
in
at
Celebrity
Kenya's time on
Apprentice,
there.
where didn't
Thank
she
you,
steal
Emmanuel.
Vivica Fox's phone and make fun of her menstrual cycle?
She did.
Thank you,
that.
She did.
Emmanuel.
She also
Thank
attacks
you.
people's families. She tries to destroy them when they're at their lowest. Try to break up
Thank you.
marriages. Try to
Yeah,
break
she does.
Really? Did
ex-girlfriends,
Nene ever do that?
affairs. Try to expose people having sex. Like, so I don't know. Like, I can't compare Nene to this other woman that does things that are so deplorable. Yet, for some reason, she's got a bunch of fans.
Well, if it makes
That's
you
all I
feel
wanted to
better,
say.
get rid
But
of
do you think it's okay for her to get in people's faces?
The same way that
Kenya?
Kenya
Kenya
gets in
also, has
people's
also done that.
faces.
Now,
pull
Kenya
people's
is wrong
chairs.
too. She's not innocent.
The train is off the track. I got to get it back on the track. Thank you. All
And I keep seeing
one-sided.
people
I'm just
say
trying
that.
to tell you. So wait, let me just throw this in there. Every time, we try to talk about a situation, it's always like we got to compare it to another situation to
Well, that's
prove
what you
that
guys just did.
situation A. Well, I'm gonna let you
that's
back in
true.
to prove that situation A is really not that bad because of B, C, D, E, F, and G. Let's just isolate the Nene situation for a minute. We
Okay.
gotta be clear. Nene is so nasty, so rude, so obnoxious. And listen, don't get me with this age shaming nonsense, okay? They don't get on me with that, because y'all see, I got the gray hair, I got my AARP card. Nene is too old for these shenanigans. Period. If she's gonna go in the Breakfast Club, talk about how Robin is hiding, the infidelity and all of that. But
Which
to
is
come
true.
out her and say
She
she's
did.
starless, she's starless,
She
there are no
is.
stars over there. So
There
just
aren't.
because Nene has left Bravo, now there's no stars over there, that's
There's
far-fetched. Nene, calm down. Get your purse and go sit in the back of the pew.
Oh,
There's not any stars over there. If Nene says there's no stars over there, there's no stars over there that are ever going to be the icon that Nene is. And people keep on bringing up her contract. She was not offered. There are so many stories out there. I like to go with the story that she was offered 6 roles, 6 episodes for the same amount of money, but she did not accept the contract because she felt it was more of them trying to phase her out. So there is a number of stories on that. Also, didn't we just spend the whole first part of this thing
Let me ask you this, Curves. Let me ask you this, Curves. Curves, let me ask you this. You said she didn't take that contract because she felt they was gonna phase her out. She didn't take it because they felt they was being racist. So she only didn't take it because she felt they was trying to phase her out, not that they was being racist.
It's because it's all connected. It's not a one or the other thing. And then people are like, oh, she was so nasty the last 3 years while her husband was being diagnosed with cancer, while her husband was going through cancer, while her oldest son was going through his own stuff. And she was still trying to get out of the role of having to be the one always throwing shade, because in her own words, and I'm listening to her, I don't know who else thinks they live in Nene's existence, but based off of what Nene said, went on, that she had went to them the same way that Kenya obviously went to them and is trying to get out of this villain role. They did not want her to do that, and they didn't make space for Nene to do that. But they have allowed Kenya to try to emerge from this villain role while handing it over to Marlo. And didn't you just and now you're saying don't compare them, but didn't you just compare her to everybody and say she's the nastiest one? So I'm just confused what all this hate
I
is
just said
for somebody that
said,
shared her life, is an icon, set a wonderful stage for entertainment for us, did never have a storyline that was only to tear other people down, cough, cough, everybody else. And now we're talking about her like she's trash. It's ridiculous. And what
Can I say
okay,
Can
so
I make a correction?
I just don't understand where all this hate comes
Time
from.
out. The train is off the track.
Where's all the love coming from?
Bedside BK, thank you
I'm
for the
only
super
talking
chat.
about Nene. It's
Okay, hold on one second. Best IBK, thank you for the super chat. Amazon, Walgreens, FedEx, Delta have been boycotted, called racist, gotten some sites unionized, and hired the leaders of the boycotts as managers. Okay, Best IBK. I hear.
Can I say one thing?
Wait, give me 1 second, Shan.
I'm sorry.
I hear what you're saying, but see, I know what I'm gonna tell you about the one in Amazon because that's close to me because he was from New York. Don't get that particular brother twisted. He wasn't going around saying Amazon was racist, this, that, and the other. What he went around saying was, can you treat the people right? Because they're not getting breaks, this, that, and the other. I don't want to take the train too far off the track, but thank you, Best IBK, for the super chat. Because y'all done got us all worked up. My blood pressure going up over Nene. Hold on 1 second. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for giving me your thoughts, Steve. I enjoyed it. Listen, we're good. The family fights sometimes, but it's all good. It's all good. The train is back on the track. Thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. So hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. I don't even know if we can show the other video right here because this is
You need a Diva's court, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Shan, you was trying to say something. Then I gotta let Sin City in because she has not spoken the word yet. Got here in the building. Go ahead, Shan. What do you want to add?
I just want to quickly say the cancer, you know, family members having cancer, unfortunately, is not an excuse because my grandma passed away of cancer, and then my job. Can you believe it? Give me 3 days grievances. 3 days. Anyways, I had to go back to work and act normal, and you know.
You had to carry on with life.
Right.
And most jobs, I'm going to tell you, Shan, most jobs, they give you 3 days, and the 3 days are only for the immediate. I'm talking your mom, your dad, the grandparents. I don't even know what they give you for your brother and sisters.
It's the same.
It's the 3 days? Okay. Yeah. So 3 days. 3 days, and you better pull your life together, get your life together. And if you don't have some PTO, I don't know what to tell you, but you better get back to here, get to work, and get your life together. Sin City, I seen in the chat you're connected to Nene. You're on curbside here. Talk to us.
Hey, Sin.
Sin, can you hear us? You're on mute. He probably took too long to get to. Sin City, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to calm all the way down.
Okay, calm down. Ooh.
I'm not a Nene fan, but you guys are riding Nene way too hard. Her husband got sick. Her husband got gravely ill. She had other things going on in her life. She still showed up. You have all these broads around her that knew what she was going through, but they still insisted on her stepping up to the plate. Sometimes you got to step down. Sometimes
and that's what she should have done. She should have stepped down off the screen and not signed her contract.
No disrespect, Royer. You have had your chance. You have rode Nene to. How old are you?
28.
Okay, when you get to her age, we'll talk about it. There's a lot of things that goes on in
asked
our
my
lives.
age. But she was rude.
She asked 28.
Age has nothing to do with how you handle grief.
Exactly.
Or how you comport yourself at work. Necessarily.
Did y'all watch season 11 reunion?
Denzel, hold on 1 second. Okay, everybody hold on 1 second. Let's go ahead, finish then.
As a cancer survivor, it took me 4 years to even speak on it. And I still had to go to work after it was all said and done. It took me a year to go back to work. I wasn't rushed back in California. They don't play that. As long as you got a doctor's note, you got some good ass excuse, you can be off when you need to be off. I took care of myself. But Nene was the breadwinner, and she still had her kids, her husband, her job. That's a lot. Everybody can't handle what everyone else can handle. And how you grieve and how you accept information, it doesn't come across the same way for everybody. I think you guys are being really unfair. And I'm not a Nene fan, don't get me wrong, but you guys are riding her way hard. We got all these other idiots, Robin, Giselle, Ashley, all these other people we're dealing with.
So, Sin, can I ask you this? And I'm sorry to cut you off. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but can I ask you this? when you were sick and whomever was taking care of you, did that justify them to go around and mistreat others because of what you were going through? And I get on everybody. I get on Giselle. I get on Robin. I get on them all on the same level. But I'm sorry, I can't justify because Greg was sick. Nene can go around and disrespect and cuss out and.
But that's the way you see it. That's the way you see it. Sometimes these people
what about
react a certain way and don't even realize
that
they're doing it. Sometimes they're doing it and they don't even realize it. Sometimes I was short with people and I didn't even realize I was being short with people. You just don't know.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Okay, so hold on, guys. Let's do this because this is getting heavy. And we gotta agree to disagree. And I will say this: way before we knew that Greg was sick, Nene was Nene.
Yeah.
Greg is gone now, and she's with somebody else, and Nene is Nene.
But that might be her. That might be the way she processes it all. That might be the way she's handling it all. You know, we haven't seen her break down. If that man weren't there, she probably would have broke down by now. And we don't know that she hasn't, but we got to give her a little bit of grace. I don't care for Nene, but I still think that she's in a really bad place mentally. And you guys are not giving her that time.
So let me ask you this, then. If I'm in a bad place mentally, usually, you know, I'm a nurse, legit. Right. Okay. You could pull up my license. Okay. If you have my government name in New Jersey, legit, I earned a degree. So my thing is, normally when I see people that go through that, whether they're the actual patient or there's someone taking care of the patient, they are so humble. They are so kind. They are so like forgiving and caring. And most of the reason why is because they see that all of that other stuff they worried about all their life really doesn't matter. Because now, here it is, you're facing this grave disease in some cases, and Greg, at some point, they knew that it was going to end. So usually when people go through that, they turn their situation around and they refocus and they're like, oh my God, wow. I used to care about XYZ. Let me tell you what working in a hospital did for me.
I worked in a hospital for 30 years, please.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
for 30 years. But no, but let me just say this. Everybody, you saying most people, it's not everybody, it's most people. So we can't expect the same results or the same from everybody. Everybody's going to react depending on circumstances.
Right. And I don't mean no disrespect to you if you didn't go this way. I'm just saying what I have seen. And all I'm saying is, and I'm not saying this is everybody's story. I'm saying what happened for me when I worked in the hospital, when I've seen so many people go through so many situations, and I did peds, when I've seen parents come in there, both working parents, now they got a sick child, one of them has to stop working. I've seen so much that it turned my situation around where I'm at the point where there's not much that I complain about because I've seen so much on the other side. But I'm going to say this, we're going to agree to disagree because I don't want anything to go down a personal road. There's some of us that feel like Nene is justified and it is what it is. And there's some of us feel that Nene, regardless of everything she's been through, it's just nasty. And that is what it is. I don't think that any conversation that we can have on either side of the road, right? I don't think either conversation we have on either side of the road is going to change our minds. I'm going to skip showing this Ebony video where, you know, she pretty much said that, you know, she got receipts where Nene called her, Nene knows her, and Nene, you know, put her name in the lawsuit. So we're going to bypass that because we spent a lot of time on this. I want to move the train on to the Brent Leakes conversation. And I just want to throw this out there. I get that trends happen in social media, right? But I think that we have to be mindful, this is just my opinion, of what trends we take part of, what things we think is funny, is a joke. And he did the trend where they said, you know, if I miss the trash can,
you want to show it, Diva, real quick?
You can show it. You can show it. You know, if he missed the trash can, then he's gay. And then later on, he came out and said, you know, they were saying that he's saying I'm not gay. You know,
who's he? I'm sorry, I didn't hear about this.
Brent Leakes, Nene Leakes' son.
Oh, her son.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, everybody. Yes, Queen Jean. Yes, of course, we all process things differently, go through things differently. I think we all agree on that. So you know, the thing is you ready for me, Roy?
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay. So pretty much it's like if you miss the trash can, then that means you're gay. If you get it in the trash can, that means that you're not gay. But then they came out later on and said, he's not gay. Like he just was being through and part of the trend. He was having fun, whatever the case may be. My thing is, to me, this is just me. We're gonna go around and talk to everybody. I felt like it was reckless. I feel like it was reckless because there's so many people out there that struggle big time, with, coming out to their family, to their friends. There's a lot of people that still get ostracized. There's a lot that still goes on with this particular situation. And as much as, the world wants to say that they, what is the word I'm looking for? Like they are embracing everyone.
Accepting.
They're not. There are still transgender people that are getting their lives taken away just because of who they are. There are still a lot of homeless teens out there that get kicked out of their homes because they say that they're XYZ. And I just feel like at a certain age, you should know, like, there's some trends where, okay, they was joking about this, but I'm not going to partake in that joke because I don't think it's funny. And there are certain stories, even me here on YouTube, there's certain stories that no matter how viral they are, how much, people are doing it and this, that, and the other, I don't touch this story. I don't want to like that bad. I don't need to like that bad. And I just won't get involved in it. There's a big story going on right now with YouTubers. Okay, it's very controversial. I ain't touching it. I don't want no part of it because it has a lot of moving parts that are very sensitive. And there's a lot of people out there that legit have been touched by family members, have been touched by people that they looked up to, that have been touched by, people that they felt believed in the Bible. And so now you're not messing with just their innocence, you're messing with their belief system and their religion. I don't take those situations as a joke. I thought it was a tasteless thing to do. And listen, I want y'all to understand, it's not like when I have these conversations that I don't like the person as a whole. There's just certain things that they do that I'm saying I don't agree with. Artie Robin, what are your thoughts on Brent Leakes, doing this thing as if, he was gay, but he's not?
Well, I have found myself very sensitive about the subject of late. And it's because I see things, I believe, through the lens of people who have had these experiences. I had a conversation with someone recently where I said, I don't even understand the concept of coming out. And when someone has determined that they're gay, they know this for themselves, why they need to declare it, because I never needed to declare my heterosexuality. I'll go a step further and even say that I have been uncomfortable in conversations on YouTube, including here, when we've talked about people like Robin Dixon. And when people assign her a him, when they masculinize her name, I find it an offense. I think that it is a low blow because so many people have such a struggle and a fight to be who they are, and to call them the proper pronouns, that when you make this assignment for someone or on someone who hasn't made that declaration themselves, it's akin to a slur to them. So I'm really sensitive about it when I see my people, my friends, just struggling with it from family to faux, government, church. I think it's just unfair, and I don't like that it is something that is played with at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna jump down to the bottom because we got a new call in the building. You gotta tell me your name. I'm sorry, I don't want to mess it up.
Just is. Daphne?
Yes. How
Hi.
you doing? Welcome to the building.
Thank you.
Add
Hi,
to the
Diva. Hey,
conversation.
chat.
Hey.
I have a discrepancy about transgenders. Well, let's say the whole community. My problem with that is some of us as females, we have a problem with being accused of certain things. So they can say everything they want to say about us. We can be the B word and the fish word and all these words, pronouns and nouns, and it's not necessary. And they get so upset when we verbalize how we feel. We have nothing against their gender. What we have something against is they feel like they can say anything they want to say about us. But the second that we retaliate, we're being offensive. And it's not fair. I would like to revert to Funky D. This person never respect us as women and as Black women. He portrayed himself as a woman at first. However, he get to say anything he want to say. The names he called Melody, the names he called the young lady that was on the something Married to Jail or something, that episode. It's disgusting. And he go on. He didn't just start this. He's been doing this for years and decades, and we allow it. We as women, most of us are on his channel, believe it or not. And it's the women that he degrades the most that follow him. So I refuse to make an issue out of whatever gender you are. Be who you are, but be the best and be respectful. Be respectful to every gender. If you can call me a B, I should be able to call you a F. Simple as that. And I mean no harm, but that's not what I do, and that's not what they'll make me do. But I feel sorry, and I feel disrespected constantly. And I hear that even Carlos, he's a mess. He says certain things, and he act his character. So I believe that we should take every gender into consideration before we verbalize anything that we need to say, before we hurt someone else's feelings, because someone in our family, believe it or not, is that in that community. So be mindful of that.
Hey,
Thank
how
you.
are you?
Thank you. Okay, wait 1 second, Shan, because I'm just going to go around. I just want to give everybody opportunity. So I understand what you're saying, right? And so, but it's bringing in a lot of subjects here, right? And so to keep the train on the track, I think to summarize the most part is you're just saying respect everybody for who they are. But you know, the stuff about what we allow, listen, that's something that's a broader picture, because to be honest with you, right, we're allowing all of this reality TV. Reality TV wouldn't survive if somebody wasn't watching it, and I'm not, and I'm part of the somebodies, right? So the more they feed us what we crave, right? And we show them by the numbers that we love this mess on reality TV and that we love the shenanigans, and that's what we're going to watch. And unfortunately, and I don't want to say anything about another YouTuber. I don't want to get into YouTube war, but I will say this, right? If I'll use myself for example. If I was on here wilding out, right, and my numbers was high numbers, and every time I came and wild out, I got even higher numbers, then we're feeding the beast. So when you feed the beast is going to continue that behavior, because the beast is thinking that's what y'all want. Do you see what I mean?
That's what happened with Nene.
I agree.
Well, Shan, that part right there, but we're trying to move on. Juanita, what do you think about Brent? You know, and this whole situation of him doing the TikTok trend.
Well, I think he was making fun, and that's not a good thing to do. Everybody has their opinions, and sometimes you have to keep your opinion to yourself. But as far as him just making that video, it was just, I know he thought it was fun, but to others in that community, it may not have been fun to them. And I think you should respect people and treat people the way that you want to be treated. And if you don't want nobody calling you a name, then you should think about the conversations you have and what you say about other people. So that's
Right.
just my opinion on that. When I saw the video, I thought, I'm like, well, is he or what? And then
Right.
I looked at it over and over again, and I thought, oh, he's just playing. And
See, I thought it
that's
was
not
brave
good.
of him when I saw the first snapshot, right? I thought, wow, that's brave of him to even do
Mm-hmm.
that. And see, what happens is when people connect to you and they like you, and then they find out that maybe you have something in common with them, they connect. And
Right.
then for you to make a joke about it, like it's a
Yeah.
joke, I
Yeah.
thought it was too
I
much.
didn't like that.
I didn't
And
like it. Go ahead.
and can I say something else? When Curtis was talking, when I was talking back about Nene, I left and then came back. I didn't mean the last 3 seasons. Well, I said the last 3 seasons, but I didn't mean that during the seasons when Greg had cancer. Nene was nasty before then. Um, I don't remember what seasons it were, but I know it was at least 3 seasons that I watched, and she just changed and got the big head. But like I said, we off that subject. But anyway, yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
don't think he should have done that.
Can I
People said
say
it would have
something
been
real quick?
offensive.
I just like to say this real quick.
Yes, go ahead.
About Nee's son. He's a jokester. He was just kidding. He was following something on YouTube, in my opinion, because that's what he does. He's happy that he's healthy and strong, and he want to get back out there. But I don't believe that he thought it out. I don't think that he thought it out. I think that he was just, getting back into something because he's a regular prankster, and that's what he does. So I believe it was a blatant joke, and it was probably in a little poor taste for a lot of people, but it wasn't in poor taste for a lot of people also.
But
Hey,
see, you
Roya.
know what? I hear what you're saying, but you know what? Too much is given, much is required, right? And so the thing is, when you have a platform that's that big and you know that people follow you and you know that people are really invested because you was just on the brink of not being here.
Hello.
So for you to just recklessly be like, oh, I'm just having fun, I'm living my life, but I can't live my life and I'm offensive to maybe one. And they saying Brent is 23. I know. See, here's the thing. We play with the age thing. And one minute we're saying they're old enough, and then the next minute we're saying they're still young. But what point at what age are we going to say you got to grow up?
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, you're not stupid though, right? You do know that this is a thing. And my thing is, go back to the old saying when I was growing up. My mother said, if you didn't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So go back to that thought process.
Right.
If you're not sure, you don't mean it, then don't do it. Because once you record something, once you put it out there, that's it.
That's it.
You can't take it back. There are some celebrities that literally they posted something for 2 seconds and somebody already got a screenshot. I'm like, well, dang, do these people sleep? They literally posted it for 2 seconds, took it down, but somebody already had a screenshot and that thing went viral.
There are people that sit up and
let's
wait.
leave this thing up. Shan, did I come to you about this situation with Brent?
Right, Royal.
I just heard about the situation
They
just
late.
now with your video.
Waiting.
Go ahead,
It
Shan.
was distasteful. I don't know the context of why he did the video, but all I know is that my generation, we do a lot of things for attention. And I just think you shouldn't play around with someone's sexuality. If it was a joke, if it wasn't, it's not funny, but I don't know the context. I don't have much thought on it, but we all just need to respect each other and be.
That's it.
Let people be.
That part. I agree. Denzel, really quickly, the Brent situation.
I mean, I'm not offended about it, but I think he should have been careful with that because people might think that he's, gay, and he's probably not, but people might think he is because he did that video. He should have just been careful with that. That's it.
Well, Nene had to defend him.
Yes, she did. She did. Emmanuel, your thoughts really quickly on that video?
Okay. So, if I'm being completely honest, and I want to remind everybody.
Did we lose you, Emmanuel? Or did y'all lose me?
No, I'm still here.
I can't hear him either.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, he's.
No, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, I think we lost him. Let me read Rebel's comment. Good evening, Diva and everyone. Now I am all about equal sexual orientations and preferences. Okay. Still, I feel the Brent Leakes video was a bit crash and disrespectful. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I really am. And I think we have to just overall be mindful of everything. Mindful of, your surrounding people and how they may feel and all of this stuff. Yeah. You're going in and out.
Oh, okay.
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was saying, if I'm being completely honest, and again, I'm 19, a lot of straight guys joke about that type of stuff. Well, I'm almost 20. Oh
my God.
Little brother Emmanuel. That's so cute. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
When I saw the video, I knew it was a joke because it's a lot of those TikTok trends and videos. So I didn't think it was offense. But then again, that's not my, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
That's not my prerogative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Your thing is breaking up for us, Emmanuel. It's giving a little.
It's the feedback.
It's the feedback. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Roy. Yeah.
So I'm not a tickety talker like the rest of these young folks. I got an old soul, so I really don't even do social media like that. So I'm very surprised that I even am on this YouTube. But I thought it was very distasteful. I thought it was very inappropriate, and I thought an apology should have been handed out behind it. Now, if we go back to Royer's Corner back on my channel a couple weeks ago, we seen that Angela Bassett's son and Courtney, I can't think of his name, but her husband, their son, he did a video about, sorry, y'all, my contact is messing up. He did a video about Michael B. Jordan passing away, which is not true. It's not true. But he was pranking his parents. And so he had to come back and do an apology video, apologizing for doing that. And I think that should have been a lesson learned. Brent ain't crazy. Brent ain't stupid. Brent has always been very mature for his age. Brent was running a whole restaurant. So you can't sit up here and tell me that Brent didn't think before he did this. So I thought it was very irresponsible. And then the fact that not that Nene should be watching after him and what he's doing, but I think for Nene to run around claiming she loved the gays and the girls and they do her up and da 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 da, but for your son to then turn around and play a joke about the lifestyle that we struggle with on a day-to-day basis. First of all, let's not talk about just being gay, but don't be a black man on top of that, and don't be a bigger black. That is fear for us, for real. People really want us off. They do not want us here. There are people every day who walk up to me and just won't even speak to me. I'm in customer service and won't say nothing, to refuse to work with me because what they assume. They don't even know. You don't even know me. But based off of what you assume, you won't even allow me to service you, to do you a service. So I thought it was very distasteful. I thought it was inappropriate. And Auntie Robin, I didn't even think about that, how we kind of joke around with Robin and, calling her a guy. I never even really thought about it from that aspect. So I thank you that you even brought that aspect into it. Because if we're going to say something from one person, we got to be across the board.
Yeah, if you notice, I stop it. Here's the thing, right? We're not going to save the world. We're not going to save the world. But I do, for the most part, to the best of my ability, I hold people back when they want to go at the actual character, looks, or whatever on the person. I really keep that calm and level over here. But every now and then there will be somebody slip through. Listen, people are human, and then they're used to going around. We're talking about Increased Matters. We're talking about Robin from the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I really try to hold that at bay over here. But it slips through every now and then. But I will say this. I just think that to the best of our ability, when we know there's a sensitive topic, it's almost like, oh, there's a TikTok video about people getting brutally beat by the cops, and then I joke about that. Who does that? Who would do that? And so just because the situation is different, I think when there's sensitive topics, bow out. I know that their kid, he's a kid. But again, who jokes about someone no longer being in this world? And that's why they brought him back, and they taught him and said, listen, you got to apologize because this was wrong. At #heart, cancer is a big deal, sister. I'm trying to see like what else is part of your comment there. I'm not sure like where you was going with that, because of course cancer is a big deal. I got people in my family.
Don't troll, okay? I'm tired of y'all today. Stop.
Oh, did you think that's what it is? Yeah, because definitely got people in my family right
Get
now.
them, Shan. We don't do that over here.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, go ahead, Auntie Robin. What do you want to? Did you comment? You commented about this situation already, right? Okay. Did I miss anybody? Okay. All right. So let's end this thing. This train. I don't know what to call this train tonight.
It was supposed to be an express ride, but it turned into
The lucky train.
It fell down. It is an emotional ride. It's an emotional ride. But you know what, though? Sometimes that got to happen. It got to happen. This makes me realize the difference between being gay and being in the LGBTQ woke community. Not everything is a felony, LOL. Yeah. But see, you know what, Small and Silence? I get what you're saying, but it is a felony for those that have been through some brutal, nasty stuff because of this situation.
Yeah.
There are people right now that are homeless because their family literally kicked them out when they found out XYZ about them.
Let's not even talk about the homelessness, D, but let's talk about the mental first, because you can still be in your house, have your family that loves and cares for you, but there have been some people who have done things to them that are unspeakable at a child. Their childhood was stolen from them, and they were never able to get that back. So we have to be mindful. It's one thing, to kind of say stuff on TV, and do this little stuff, but we have to be more conscious as we progress into the future about some of the things that we do and say, because as Arena said last night on Love and Marriage DC, there are people who get off in themselves because they just really can't take the pressure of what's going on. So we got to be mindful.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Okay, you can, but give me a minute, Shan. So Small and Silent says Brent is not responsible for other people's trauma. If he didn't cause it, come on, that's a reach. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone because we got to get off this train. I'm not even gonna go there. The thing is, again, I'll give you the comment. Too much is given, much is required. If I'm in my house saying my mess and I don't have no reach, I don't have any a million subscribers or this, that, and the other, then hey, my comment ain't gonna fly. It ain't gonna go nowhere. But if I got reach, I'm the child of Michael Jackson. I'm the child of Beyonce. I'm the child of a Kim Kardashian. And I say something, oh yeah, what I say matters. That's why back in the day when they had these artists, they had publicists. That's why back in the day, those artists, they were taught what to say when they got in front of a mic and a camera. See, nowadays, because everybody's fame is instant and they think that they're self-made and self-built, they think they don't need nobody. They don't need a publicist. They don't need a accountant. They don't need nothing. Canceled. And that's why their train runs off the track, crashes and burns, because they think that they got this whole thing together on their own. We all need somebody at the very least. And sometimes if you're smart and you're building a brand, you need a whole team to keep you all the way together. Sorry, as a regular person, go ahead, post what you want, do what you want. But I wouldn't even agree with that then. Especially they tell all of these kids now, Watch what you post on social media, even as a kid, because it's going to bite you in the booty when you try to get in that college that you want, when you mature and grow up. You're going to have to explain why at 8 you posted XYZ. Why at 10 you posted this. Why you on the Instagram showing your booty, your boobs, and everything else, but you want to come to our prestigious school and then work at our high-level job. They're going to judge you. And then if you try to clean it up, some wicked person later on is going to find a picture when you decided to post nude and this, that, and the other, even though you built up everything to level 20, and they're going to show the job this, and then you will get fired. There are police women out there who are, they earned their keep. But because somebody dug up a picture when they want to show their booty and their boobs and all that, they got fired. But I'm sorry, I'm going off the deep end here. Roy, let's get back on track. We get back on track. Y'all making me crash this train, okay? So let me say this really quick. We're going to end this train ride. We're pulling into the last stop, and we're going to end this train ride. Do you remember Tim Norman? Tim Norman, who was on a reality TV show, again, Sweetie Pies, What You Do Matters, was on the reality TV show, Sweetie Pies. He took the life of his own nephew, his own flesh and blood.
Messed up.
That's a cold somebody. Your brother is no longer here. And so usually, like, you like, okay, my brother's not here. Having my nephew, who is the seed of my brother, it will make you feel closer to your brother. But no, not that Tim. He took the life of his own nephew, and this Terica Ellis helped him. How did she help him? Because she lured the nephew out of the place where he was, and then somebody came and took the nephew's life, and this chick only got 3 years. I don't get it. It pissed me off. But we're pulling the train into the last stop with this situation. Terica Ellis, she was a former stripper. She got money from Tim Norman to lure his nephew out in the street. And he's gone, and she only got 3 years. Auntie Robin, I'll start with you.
Well, I didn't follow the case very closely, but my question is, what kind of deal she struck? Because it's apparent to me that she probably was a high-level witness, and she provided the prosecution with a lot of information. Because from where I sit, had she not provided them with something, she should have been charged as an accomplice, an accessory to the crime, and charged similarly to Tim Norman with the first-degree charge and with the same penalty, life behind bars. Yeah.
You know what? I have to look into that more, because you just struck a chord in me. Maybe she did strike a deal. Okay, 3 years is a shame that they wouldn't have had a case without a cherry. Yep, that's what Robin is saying. I see what you're saying. They wouldn't have had the case without. But you know what I think? I think as it went on, the others started breaking down. Roy, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, Auntie Robin kind of made a great valid point. It sounds like that she had some information, she gave it up and got a deal and got her 3 years. But overall, this is a horrible situation. For Tim to do something like this, you know, if we all recall, Tim is previously locked up prior to
for a long time too,
and everything. So, you know, when the show came out, he was fresh out the streets, you know. And I just personally feel that he got into the business, that money got to his head, and people will just do anything for a check. And so now that check has landed him right back where he started off, in the jailhouse. But I think it is so unfortunate that he, you know, offed his nephew, and that his mother, you know, Miss Sweetie Pie, she believed in Tim. She really wanted Tim to do better, and she was trying to get her nephew, her grandson, to do better as well. She was pushing him, trying to keep him in school, and for him to do that to his mother and his nephew, away with him for the rest of his life, as he should be.
That part.
And I pray that he don't never get an inkling of sleep ever again.
Lose sleep every night. Juanita, your words on Terica Ellis getting 3 years? Did we lose Juanita? And you know what, Stephanie, I believe you are correct. Hasn't she been in jail at least 2 years? She will be out real soon. She will.
Wow.
She will. But you know what though? What's she gonna do with her life? And she has a kid or she has kids. I can't remember if she has one or more than one. Denzel, Juanita. Oh, Juanita, you
Okay,
off. We can hear you now.
okay, what I was gonna say is, like in the Bible, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money. And this young lady, I'm like Robin. She probably made a plea deal or something to get less than 3 years or less. But I think she should have got more. And as far as Tim, he was just greedy. His mama tried to help him, and even with her trying to help him, he wanted more, 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 more. He was doing underhanded stuff behind her back, opening restaurants. And so it was just the greed, the greed. And then to do this to your own nephew, your own bloodline, man, that was just sick.
You know what though? It was the greed, and he's deeply psychologically something wrong with him.
Yes, greedy.
Something wrong with him. Yeah,
exactly.
But you know, but no, he yeah.
Denzel,
because I got to get out of here. Denzel, what are your words on Terica Ellis? I don't know if you know this case, getting just 3 years.
What was her part of the
She was an accomplice, right? Because what she did was she helped him pretty much lure, the nephew where he worked. Yeah.
She was like the mastermind.
No, she wasn't the mastermind. She
was
wasn't the mastermind.
She was the accessory to the crime.
Yeah.
I think she was some type of stripper or something.
Oh. Well,
that Tim knew. And Tim involved her in his plot to kill his nephew. Oh, I'm sorry, to get dead his nephew.
Well, I will say this very quickly. I mean, I have watched that show, and I thought he was like a cool dude, but like like people say, looks can be deceiving. So I hope it's very ashamed. It's sad you can't even trust your own family. You can't even you can't even trust your own family. And yeah, like in the Bible it does say the love of money is the root of all evil. And yeah, he needs to rot in prison, and she should have got more than that, and she needs to rot in prison too. It's ridiculous.
I feel that way too. Because you taking who's going to give you $3,000? Who's going to give you all that money?
Right.
Yeah, just for something simple. Shan, what do you think about this situation? Yes, I do. Tim is a certified sociopath. Yes, he is certified. Go ahead, Shan.
I didn't follow this story. I didn't really know much about this story.
Okay.
I agree with Denzel. Like, if you can't trust your own uncle, it's just like, what is the world coming to? That is crazy to me.
An end.
That is really sad. I heard
part.
snippet of the story, and it's very sad. And wow, but I'm an avid watcher of Law and Order, and Auntie Robin sounds like she's right, because usually if you can trade something for like less time, and if you give them information, stuff like that. So maybe that's why she did, but both of them should be under the jail cell.
Yes. Tim paid her $10,000. Thank you, Chi-Town. That's right, $10,000. Okay, Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
I agree with everything everybody else said. Is the mom still alive?
Who's mom?
Yes, Robbie.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she's going to court right now. She's going to court with him to, see what's going on.
I don't blame her because it is her son, but I just feel the worst for her.
I feel the worst for her, but let me tell you something. I think part of what happened to her is you got two sons. One is already gone. The one you had left was in jail for over a decade. He gets out, and finally you got a piece of you back, right? and only for him to turn out to be like just, you know, horrible. It's like, what the heck happens? It's like, it's almost like you're saying to yourself, you know, how can all of this happen to me? So, and then she's older too. Like she's almost 90. She's almost 90. So it's like, here you are, you waited for your son to come out. He even said when he came out, if you watch the show, he would never go back again. So it's like, what happened in your head? He talked about the horrific things that happened in that jail that he was in, so much so that they shut the jail down. And then you do something to go back. So I think too, and I don't want to go all the way off the track, we're about to close this thing out, but I think too that these jails got to be reorganized, if I'm using the right word.
Yeah.
Because you're not setting the situation up that when someone comes out, that they're going to have their mind right. Because they go through such horrific stuff in there. There's some of them that get raped. There's some of them that get beat down. They have to join gangs just to survive. So they get this really brutal mentality to survive while they're in there. And then you think the day that you release them out, they're going to be like better.
Well, that's why recidivism, that's why the rate of recidivism is so high, because jail is only punitive when it should be both punitive and rehabilitative.
Understand, Tim shopped the show. Tim was the one that actually shopped the show too.
He did.
And what he did was, and then when it got put on, because Robbie sang with Ike and Tina Turner as a backup singer. So she decided to open up the first Sweetie Pies. Oh, she did the most and the best for her children. Tim, like everyone said, he got so greedy and thirsty, he just put it upon himself to start shopping around Sweetie Pies without his mom's permission. So the boys, it was Andre, and he had another cousin there. I can't think of his name. He was really fun on the show. I'm so glad that he didn't get hurt. But he knew.
But you know what? Yes. Miss Robbie though had to talk to Tim, because remember, Tim put his hands on both of them.
Exactly.
He put his hands on Charles.
Yes, that's the other cousin.
That
Charles.
is a bad kid, not little Jamie.
And Charles knew not to mess with Tim. Charles knew that Tim was dangerous like that. He knew.
Yeah.
He said it. He got as far away from Tim as he could, but Andre tried to do the same thing. That's when Tim started getting insurance policies on his child and everything. Miss Bobby better look and see, do we have insurance policy on her? Which he did.
Well, the rumor is that he did, but let me tell you this really quickly.
Allegedly.
about the nephew that unfortunately that he took his life. Tim felt that he can take his life because he felt like he wasn't, I'm gonna say, use the word covered. See, Charles' family was around him all the time. Where the nephew came to live with Miss Robbie, but the family, like, they allowed it because they felt like Miss Robbie had the money, he was gonna have a better life. This is what I always tell people. I don't care if you dirt poor, and I mean dirt poor, living wherever you live in. The best life for your kids is with you. They're gonna be all right. Kids are resilient. Listen. I grew up poor, and I'm okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You can, sometimes we get, because society puts this in our head. They can go to a better school, they can have a better life. The best life is with you. Unless you're just not able to take care of your kids physically or financially, the best life is going to be with you, poor or rich. The best life is going to be with you. I got to close out, guys. I love y'all for being here. Thank you so much. This train ride was different. Woo! But we got through it. Yeah. Woo! This train ride was different. We rocked, we rolled, we shoved.
It was bumpy.
We got back on the track. But you know what? Sometimes that has to happen. And I'm glad y'all hung in there with us. For all of you out there that hung in, thank you. And say your name again. Say it.
Just as.
Thank you. I got it. Just as. This is the first time I'm seeing you. I thank you for coming through. Thank you for chatting with us. We love you. Come back again.
I watch you all the time.
Yes. Good night. Goodbye. See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.